Hey yo, what's happening everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all had a smooth weekend. On today's menu, love. What does it look like? What does it mean to you? And how we should do a better job at expressing it. Let's talk. Alright, so listen, I'm gonna go ahead and just say this off rip. As men, we need to learn how to express our love better. A lot of times we're withdrawing our gratitude and graciousness for the woman that's been holding us down. But this isn't solely our fault. Social conditioning and tacit norms place us all in an uncomfortable position because we have to be strong, show little emotion, and we can't appear to be soft. I get it. We're the barrier that's supposed to be shielding our loved ones from danger. But there has to be a silver lining. There's always ways to express our love and emotions without being seen as weak and letting our guard down. First of all, I want to say love is not corny. It's not showing weakness. In fact, I would argue it's the exact opposite if you allow it to be. Love is fun. It should be exciting. It's intense. And it's an experience inside and outside the bedroom. Love is wanting more for someone than they want for themselves. Shout out to J. Cole. We got to stop acting as if showing affection makes us somehow less of a man. And ladies, be more accepting and embrace the way that we show love. It's not the same as when a woman shows her love. We show love and express our emotions in a different way. And it should be recognized more when a man goes out of his way to show admiration for you. And I compiled a list here of a few ways we can output our love better. Alright, so number 1, physical contact. Fellas, I need you to get closer. When I say more physical contact, I mean in the sense that she needs to feel secure and that she feels your protection. Slap her on the ass a little more often. Grab her hand and give her that passionate hug and kiss. Show her a little PDA. She wants to feel like she's the only one and those other women didn't get a chance to get picked and they're missing out. Make your presence known and undoubtedly felt around her. Wrap your arms around her. Make it understood that you remain interested in her and relish her company. This is huge because you oftentimes get women that check out, and this is probably because they've lost an emotional connection with you. This needs to be physical as well. When a woman says she needs you to be more vulnerable, what she's saying is she needs you to express how much you love, admire, and adore her. She needs to hear it, feel it, know it, right? In the manliest way possible. And physical proximity is an excellent way of deeply penetrating her feelings. Tactile sensations, soft and sometimes aggressive touches allow her to feel her mind being engaged while connecting with her emotions. Couple that with specific compliments, praise, and keeping your word, she'll feel it indefinitely. Alright fellas, you need to listen and pay attention. A woman isn't always direct, we know this, so it's partially our job to read in between the lines. Not only that, when she's speaking, you gotta be all ears, my guy. Catch those little things she's trying to hint at, because again, women can be very indirect with their communication. Notice nonverbal cues, learn her expressions. Remember the things that she's mentioned in the past. Maybe she says she wanted a new cutting board, right? Or better yet, maybe you see that the cutting board is busted and you surprise her with a new one. This lets her know that you were paying attention, and women love when they don't have to ask a man to do something. He just notices it. He just takes care of it. She'll be gushing and ready to give you the box at a moment's notice. Listening also requires you to be somewhat empathetic. Again, read her body language and offer words of encouragement or a solution to an issue that she's presented in the past, or maybe she's going through something right now. Make sure you're available and present. Eliminate distractions and hear her out, and revert back to number 1, right? Console her, hold her, show her that physical contact. Tell her you understand. Now you've given her ultimate reassurance. You've listened to what she has to say and provided a level of comfort, physical comfort, to ensure that you're going to protect her. Again, an excellent way as a man to show affection, love, and admiration. Alright, so being non-judgmental. This one can be kind of tough because we're visual creatures and we tend to want to make value judgments to protect ourselves and make informed decisions based on what's being presented to us. That's fair, but let's be non-judgmental in the way that you wouldn't want to relinquish the relationship if she shares some information with you. Some would argue that women are harshly judged by society off rip, and she doesn't want to come home to have one more person scrutinize her. She wants to be supported and she wants an ear so she can be heard. And this can be done by withholding judgment and allow herself to be her in her natural essence, and you just kind of embrace it. And if there's room for improvement, if there's something that absolutely needs to change, then the conversation needs to be had. But the last thing you want to do is overtly judge your lady. If she's asking you for an honest opinion about something, you better make damn sure your ass can articulate your explanation to her. And I would even argue that there's basics you should know about this woman. Her build, how she dresses, how she carries herself. I mean, some of those other quirks will be presented later on in due time, but you chose this woman, right? Put all the extra judgment to the side and experience her for the package that she's brought. And if you don't like it, you need to exit before things get a little too deep. A lot of women are already insecure, and you could argue that that's not your problem. But if this is your lady and you love her, jumping to conclusions and making snap judgments could quickly deteriorate the relationship. The better approach is to be kind, curious, and supportive without quickly finding fault and being overtly critical. All right, so ladies, when we open up, when we become vulnerable, this is where you need to pay the most attention. We all know men aren't the most vocal when it comes to past traumas, poor relationships, or adversity. We'd rather keep it to ourselves and deal with it accordingly and in silence, right? When we start to open up and tell you secrets or something that we haven't told very many people, this is a clear indication that we not only trust you, but on some level, love has at least entered enough to allow us to reveal information that most people don't get the opportunity to come across. This is us being vulnerable in the sense that we hope it doesn't backfire against us. We all know that woman who uses information she's received just to throw it in our face during an argument. That's corny. When a man is letting you in, it means you've done something correct. We share intimate details about ourselves after we've been together for a long time. It means you've been patient. And some of those unanswered questions that you were thinking about, they suddenly become acknowledged. He's less closed off than when you met him. This is progress. Hold that dub, right? Now, I wouldn't press him on any other secrets or intimate details or questions you may have. Let him come to you. Recognize whatever you did leading up to this point has worked, and continue to improve on that, and we'll continue to open up. All right, and lastly, he's honest with you. First of all, I want to say we should all be honest with ourselves from the jump, and that should seep out into the world around us. But it doesn't always happen that way, and a lot of women tend not to receive the truth very well to begin with, so that's why we lie. Now, if a man is comfortable enough to be honest with you and put your feelings aside, I would argue he loves you, or he's at least working up to it, right? Could it be tough love? Sure, but not all tough love is bad. And for a man, he's consciously making the decision to tell you the truth and not have to fabricate it to spare your feelings. I would argue that speaks volumes. It means he cares about you, and yeah, sometimes the truth is going to hurt. But being lied to habitually, right, and finding out about it later on could be twice as damaging. Ladies, you also have to ask yourself the question, are you equipped to receive the answers to the questions that you're asking? All right, y'all, that's a wrap. 5 ways men love women differently in the form of physical proximity for protection and reassurance, listening and paying attention to behaviors, not being overtly judgmental and allowing her natural essence to flourish, opening up and revealing past transgressions or traumas, and lastly, being honest with her even when it can hurt. Let me know down in the comments how you've loved your lady. How different is our output of love? Like and share the video, and I'll catch y'all at the next one. Peace.